Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. I am Rue, a colorful indie makeup loving, very small content creator here, but I love hanging out with you guys and talking about makeup. So today's video is going to be a first impressions playing with the Poppy&Fluff Flutters eyeshadow palette. This is the beautiful, very, in my personal opinion, approachable, colorful palette. There's some neutral tones. The colorful tones are a little bit more muted, and they just feel like they might be more approachable for someone who's not deep diving into colorful palettes before. We are going to be creating the look you see on me here with this palette today, and I will give you all my thoughts and opinions at the end of the video. Before that though, I did want to mention just a couple things. I do now have a code with Poppy&Fluff Cosmetics. It is going to be Beauty Guru, all caps with the underscore, same as my username, but don't you worry, I will leave it in the description box below. It is going to save you 15% off. And it is not affiliated. I get nothing out of you guys using it. It is just for you if you want to support this amazing indie brand. If you don't, that's okay too. Spend your money how you feel it is best spent. But we are going to be playing with this beautiful palette. I did want to mention I did receive this in PR. I am so grateful. It came with this adorable little butterfly. It has a magnet, so I can stick it to my fridge or something. I could even stick it to my little decor thing back there because the butterflies I have on it are also magnetic. So I don't know, maybe I should stick it there for a little while. We will see. I did also receive this really thoughtful handwritten note with my palette, and I just wanted to read it to you guys because I got a handwritten note, and that is such a surreal feeling for such a tiny content creator like myself. So the note says, "Hey Clarissa, I go by Rue on here, but Clarissa is my legal name. I have no quorums against my name. In fact, I love my name, but Beauty Guru Clarissa, not as punny as Beauty Guru. You know? So, my name is Clarissa, and it says, "Hey Clarissa, I'm so excited for you to receive my new launch. Flutter's eyeshadow and pressed pigment palette is the creation of my daughter's perfect palette, a collection of little things that make her heart flutter, a color story thoughtfully put together to create beautiful looks that take you from day to night. Doodles by the Bunny's incredible artwork brought the entire vision to life. This palette includes 7 mattes, 2 duochromes, 1 metallic, 1 hollow multichrome, and 1 iridescent multichrome." And it says Love and Light Steph, which is the brand owner of Poppy&Fluff. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because that is just so thoughtful to have handwritten that to, I'm assuming everyone she sent PR to. That's just so kind. My hand would kill me if I tried to handwrite notes like that, so I'm just so grateful. But yeah, other than that, I am just so excited. I'm going to give you one more look. You'll be looking at this palette throughout the video because I'm going to be pointing out the shades I'm using. There are so many fun, pretty shades in here. So without further ado, let's hop in. Alright, you guys, I'm so excited to hop into the Flutters palette from Poppy&Fluff. I'm having a hard time deciding what I want to play with, but I do really want to play with Blackthorn. So I'm thinking I might go into, like, honestly, all the really colorful mattes for this look. We'll see though. But I'm going to start by putting Sherbet in my brow bone. I feel like it's going to be a really nice transition shade. So I'm just going to pick it up on a fluffy brush and just run it along. See, that is a really nice baby pink. It's pigmented enough that you can see it even on my skin tone, but not so pigmented. Don't get me wrong, I love a pigmented shade, but it's just that right amount of pigment, in my opinion, to be a really nice transition shade. I think this could also work as a starting shade in the inner part of the crease, because there is enough pigment that it could work for something like that too, for sure. Next, I think we're gonna take Narcissus and pop that on the inner part of the crease. So I'm just picking it up and grabbing it on another kind of fluffy brush, and I want to pop that right here. I love putting a yellow right in this inner edge lately. It's not super neon. I would consider this like a bit of a pastel yellow, which I think will work really well with everything in this palette. I think it's a good tone for everything else that's already in the palette. I think it's working really well with that baby pink. Just gonna go back in with the first brush just to soften the edges between one another. Yeah, I think that looks really nice so far. It's not the most pigmented yellow in my collection, but it's nice. It seems to be working. Next, let's pull in Camellia. I'm curious what inspired all of these names. I know that from my understanding, it was Steph's daughter that kind of created this palette, but I don't know what a lot of the names mean. Some of them I do, but not everything. So just picking up that pink shade Camellia on another kind of fluffy brush, and we're just going to pop that right beside the yellow. I think I will pull it onto the lid too, just because I don't know. I don't think the shimmers are toppers, but they might be. I actually haven't swatched anything. I'm just going in blind. I think these blend together really well too. I would say these shades are pretty true to pan, which is definitely a good thing because you know what you're getting when you're dipping into them. I don't know about the shimmers yet, but these are definitely pretty accurate to what you see when you look at the pan. Now I definitely want to play with Blackthorn here. Such a pretty plum tone. I'm very excited to dip into that. Again, just a fluffy brush. They're all slightly different fluffy brushes, and that one I'm gonna pop on the outer edge just to add a little bit more depth to this look. And that is beautiful. It's like a perfect plummy shade. That shade so far definitely has the most kick up in the pan, but there's not too much fallout on the face. I am noticing a little bit with this shade. The yellow also had a little bit of fallout on the face. Nothing too concerning to me. I always do my face last anyway, so for me personally, it doesn't bother me. When there is fallout, just going back in with the brush for the pink shade, and I'm just blending those two shades together a little bit more. I am quite happy with that. I'm not sure what I want to do for the lower lash line yet. I'm also not sure what I want to do with the shimmers. I'm thinking I kind of want to see Fantasy because the sparkles in it look very, very like rainbow-esque. But I think I might save that for the neutral look that I do in my No Pan Left Behind. So I might go in actually with Sequin and Peony, maybe? This is hard. I just want to use them all, but I only have so much time in the day. I'm just grabbing a little bit of my Unearthly Glimmer Grasp, and then I'm going to figure out what I want to do. Tough choices. I'm going to grab a little bit of the Glimmer Grasp. I think I am going to use just a tiny bit of Fantasy just right at the yellow here. So I'm just prepping with a little bit of that Glimmer Grasp. And then, yeah, let's go in with Fantasy. I really want to see what that one looks like. And we're just going to pop that. Yeah, look at those sparkles. That's pretty. That's such a unique shade to me. I don't think I have anything quite like that in my collection. It's got a very neutral, like, not quite beige, but beige is the main part. But then the sparkles in it are all different colors, and it's beautiful. We've got green and blue and yellow in there and some pink. Like, that's such a cool shade. I'm really happy with that shade. Let's add either Peony or Sequin next. I think we'll go Sequin. We might put Peony in the inner corner maybe. I'm not really sure. But I'm just going to prep with a little glitter primer again first. And I'm just pulling that all along the pink, but I'm kind of angling it this time. Like this way. And I usually just kind of push it around and in until everywhere feels nice and sticky. Otherwise, I notice I do get creasing with this Glimmer Grasp. So I really gotta work that one into the skin. Let's go into Sequin. Ooh, that's nice too. I wouldn't consider it as special of a shade as Fantasy was, but it is beautiful. I love that. I'm just going to go back in with this plum shade Blackthorn and just retouch it a little bit. That's so pretty. Okay, now, oh, I swatched Peps and it has such a cool shift. It's purple to green is what I'm seeing. Oh, I hope you guys can see it. That's so pretty. What? You know what? Yeah, we're going to use Peps instead. I wanted to use Peony, but then I touched Peps. And I want to put that on the inner corner and the brow bone. This is a pretty standard way for how I like to lay out my makeup. But when I'm trying a new product, I like to do something that I know should, in theory, work for me pretty easily, just so that I'm fairly judging. So we're going into Peps here. And it, in the pan, I didn't realize how shifty it is. I can see it now when I move the pan around, but wow, that was not what I was expecting. It's such a cool shade. Okay, I'm gonna pop it in the inner corner, and I'm seeing green right now. I don't know what you guys are seeing. Now I just need to figure out lower lash line. I'm just going to clean up the tiny bit of fallout that there is. Although, honestly, fallout's really not bad on this palette. At least so far for this look. So I'm going to just show you. You can probably see that Blackthorn does have a lot of fallout. The other shades not so much. But again, that's really not something that I personally care about at all, but I do want to mention it. What do I want on the lower lash line? You know what? I just swatched a little bit of Sanguine. So I swatched two of the browns, Prince and Sanguine. And I really like this shade. It has like a nice, I think Sanguine is a type of wine. If I'm thinking of something wrong, like a different word that's similar, let me know. But it's giving that nice wine red, so we're gonna actually put that on the lower lash line. I think it'll be really, really pretty. So dipping into Sanguine, and I'm really glad to see that it wasn't just another brown, because we've got Dex and Prince for browns. So for Sanguine to be a little bit more red leaning, I really like that. It was a little hard to tell in the pan what it would look like, but I'm happy that it's a more red leaning shade. Just in my opinion adds a nice bit more variety to this palette, and I feel like the red will work really well with pretty much everything else, because red goes well with browns, yellows, purples, pinks, literally everything in this palette. It's a beautifully curated color story, and it's, in my opinion, this would be a great starter palette if you don't know how to use color, because all of the colorful shades are, like, I don't want to say muted, but they are a little bit muted, other than maybe the plum. But even the plum is more of, in my opinion, like a natural purple. You know, it's found in gardens, and that's my mindset, is these are all more natural tones as far as like a bit of a colorful palette can go. I really like that. So this is a great palette if you're just dipping your toes into colorful, because it also has the neutrals. The shimmers are, like, some of them have that neutral with pop of color, like Fantasy. It looks kind of neutral, but then the sparkles on it are, like, give that really fun pop. I think this is a great, like, neutral to colorful palette. I'm going to go in with a little bit more of Blackthorn just on this outer edge of the lower lash line, just to kind of help blend it into being that Sanguine. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to go back in with my big-ish, the fluffy brush that I was using, just to touch up right by where it meets the shimmers. I always get a little bit of darkness where mattes meet the shimmers, and I just genuinely think it is the Glimmer Grasp reacting a little bit funny to the mattes, and that's honestly fine. I'm going to go back into Sequins and just try to touch it up just a little bit here. It's nothing I'm too worried about. Alrighty guys, I think this is everything I'm going to be using for eyeshadow from this palette. So I think I'm going to hop off, finish off the look, and then I will come back and give you my first impressions and initial thoughts. I'll be right on back. Alrighty guys, we are back with the completed look, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I totally did Google what sanguine is. I was thinking sangria. Sanguine is a feeling of joy or happiness even in uncertain times. That's what Google says, at least, which makes a lot of sense for Flutters. To be fair, if this was curated by an adult, sangria definitely does feel like one of those springy beverages, but I do know that this was curated by Steph's daughter, so depending on how old her daughter is, wine might not have made sense. So I just wanted to figure out what that word was and what the word I was thinking of was as well. But aside from that, this is going to be the completed look. I love how this look turned out. It is absolutely giving spring, but like evening spring. Like I'm gonna go sit on a patio for some maybe sangrias with some friends, and I just think it is so beautiful. I am really happy with the blendability of all the mattes. The shimmers look absolutely beautiful. I'm not struggling with any creasing at the moment. I will obviously keep an eye on that as I continue to play more. I've noticed the creasing I experience is more so my personal application with the Glimmer grasp. If I apply too much and don't make sure it starts to feel literally like sticky, like my brush is sticking to it, I get creasing. So that's more of a me problem anyways, but if there is creasing even with me applying correctly, I will let you guys know in the future as I play some more. We can just go ahead and talk about how I finished off the look here. So for my face, I went in with my e.l.f. Suntouchable primer. I really enjoy this primer. I also paired it with the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. I also really enjoy this as a nice light coverage. I don't apply too much of it, but as a light coverage foundation, I really enjoy it. For a liquid blush, I went in with my Bratz X Beauty Creations Unforgettable Night Liquid Blush. I think it matched perfectly. I did top with another blush, so it's not just this you're seeing. For cream highlight, I did go in with my Lashstep. This is a eyeshadow stick technically, but it's such a nice, pretty, sparkly highlighter, so I used this. Again, I did add an extra powder highlight as well, just to get that really nice, I don't know if you can tell how sparkly it is on camera, but in person it is gorgeous. I went ahead and set everything with my Wet n Wild Loose Photo Focus setting powder. I really am enjoying that setting powder as well, and it's super affordable. When Wet n Wild's products are good, they're good, and they're also affordable. So I love a good variety of Wet n Wild's products for sure. What else did I do? Next will be the blush and highlight. I went in with the Devour from Unearthlycosmetics. I went in with both of these. So my blush for today is going to be Slay, and then my highlight is going to be Delicate. And I just forgot how sparkly the highlight can be. I hope it's showing on camera. I have no idea. I film on my phone. It is what it is, but it looks beautiful in person. To finish off my eyes, I just went in with my ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in Joyride, and then my Essence Lash Princess Mascara. The lashes I got, I do just buy off Amazon. A lot of lashes are just too big for me, but I've noticed the ones on Amazon are a nice size, and then I add little color wisps that I also just got off Amazon, and I feel like it's just such a pretty addition. I did also just get my gems off Amazon. It's just like a little pack like this that I use lash glue to attach. For my brow, I went in with my eyebrow designer in Brown 02 from Essence, and I just basically fill it in a little bit. I don't do anything crazy as far as brows go. For my lips, I went in with my ColourPop Lippy in Bumble. I am surprised that it's not empty yet. I've still got a good amount of uses left, which is crazy. I thought this would be gone by now. I use it quite a bit off camera as well, but it's still going strong. For lipstick, I went in with these two here. These are both from the Game Beauty Persona 5 collection. So I did a little bit of the purple in the middle, and then this nice mauve-y, pinky kind of shade all around, and then I blended them together just so the purple wasn't too purple, and it kind of helped match more with the plummy shade instead of the bright purple that you see naturally here. So the purple one is in Geomon, and then the pinky one is in Carmen. And then I did add just a tiny bit of gloss. This is from Aether Beauty. It's in Solar Flare, and I'm really trying to get this used up as well, and it is just lasting forever, which is not a bad thing, but I didn't think it would last so long. I also use that one quite a lot. And then I did also go in with a setting spray. I finally bought myself a setting spray a little while ago, and I am using that. It is the Wet n Wild Fight Dirty. It's a detox setting spray. And I haven't really noticed if it makes any kind of difference for my makeup. I have no complaints about it. It definitely hasn't made makeup worse, but I also haven't noticed a huge improvement with it. I've only used it a couple times, so I will kind of let you know how it goes in the future. But as of right now, no complaints, but also I'm not noticing a huge difference with that one. That, I believe, is everything I used to finish off the look. So yeah, once again, I am just so grateful to have received this really, really beautiful palette. It's, when you look at it, I didn't think I would get such a colorful look out of it. And granted, I didn't go into the neutral shades, but it's just such a approachable palette for people who might be afraid of colors. For me, I was looking at it like, it's beautiful, but it's very neutral for me. But it's not. I mean, look at this look I created, and I do feel very inspired to play with this palette some more. Sanguine is a very surprising color because it does look quite neutral in the pan, but it has a very nice red tone to it. So realistically, there's only 2 neutral mattes in the palette once you realize that this one is more of a red. And I do think that like I can create such beautiful looks that are going to be very wearable for like work. I wear colorful makeup at work, but like if I didn't, this would still be a perfect palette. Usually I'll go neutral if I have like 5 minutes to get ready, because it's just easy. But this one, I have the creative ability to do something very beautiful and colorful, but this also still does feel wearable to me in like it's not too much. I don't know if that makes sense, because makeup to me is never too much, but like it's just such an approachable palette. I feel like I could give this to someone that's not a big color wearer, but that is curious, and they would really enjoy it. That's just me assuming. But I really, really like what I've experienced so far with this palette. I want to thank Steph one more time for sending this to me. I am just so beyond grateful to have received this and got to test it out and play with it. It is such a beautiful addition to my collection. So yes, thank you again so much. With all that said, guys, I really do hope you enjoyed the video. If you do want to check out Poppy&Fluff, I do have a discount code that you guys can use. It is not affiliated. I don't make anything if you use it, but you save, I believe it was 15%. They have not a ton of palettes. They are a very small indie brand, but they do have a couple. I have this one and the Lonely Scarecrow from them, and I love both of these, at least so far. So yeah, if you did want to check them out, I will leave my code linked down below. So feel free to use that if you want to. Like I said, it's not affiliated. It just saves you guys some money. But yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please feel free to leave me a like if you did enjoy it. And if you want to see more content from me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And other than that, guys, I will catch you in my next one. Bye!